Hello everybody, I am Marscapone. Welcome back to Factorio. This is modded Factorio. The mod pack is seablock. And this is a retroactive let's play. I finished the game already, playing with Cresconio. The two of us beat it, and now I'm using this opportunity to show you what all we have done between the beginning and the end of our let's play. And as you can see, I'm very slow, and my inventory is totally empty. That's because I died. Well, it took me a while walking this speed, but I found where I died. So yeah, everything you see here that has the purple dots and it's kind of see-through is destroyed. It's all destroyed. So what happened, you may ask? Well, there's this this warehouse. It even the warehouse survived. Where's my body? Because I really would like to walk a little faster. Is this my body? Where's my body? Where's my body? Oh, here's my body. Poor me. Caught in the blast. Oh my god. There we go. Oh, look at that. I'm gonna replace everything. So what had happened? Well, you see this warehouse. Sometimes it gets full, and then sometimes I like to get rid of the warehouse by shooting it. But sometimes I forget that I have my atomic bomb equipped, and then this happens. Yep. So yeah, it's quite unfortunate. And then it happened again, somewhere else. The exact same mistake. Here's my body. Yeah, this time I wanted to kill this or this warehouse, and forgot to switch. And then it happened again. Yes, I'm that stupid. I make the same mistake 3 times in a row. I don't know where my body is this time. Probably outside the radar. Yeah, so that's how stupid I am. Let's go to another backup. Ah yes, our first rocket. 0 satellites launched. So in Vanilla Factorio, if you launch a rocket... Can I? I can. Let's do it. If you launch a rocket, it's the end of the game. And you can keep on playing, of course, to make your base even better. But you get to see the credits, you get to see the end score. And this rocket is really loud! But here he goes. Our first rocket. Yeah! There it goes. Bye! And yes! So this mod pack has the Space Axe, and it's pretty cool. You don't shoot up one rocket, you shoot up a bunch of rockets, and then once you have your satellites, oh look at this. Once you have your satellites complete, you can start building a space station. So you're basically building ISS or just a space station, and you have to give it shields. I don't know if you have to give it weapons, but all kinds of stuff, and then you can escape the planet. Oh, look at that! Is it already opening up again? Apparently. How quick was that? Why is that so quick? Let's see what else is new. Nothing much by the looks of it. Yeah, we started designing a new nuclear power plant, and we've seen this, right? Oh yeah, but the mall is now also making solar panels, batteries, and radars to that's needed for something. Not quite sure what, but for something SpaceX related. But yeah, I guess the rocket is the biggest change here. Can we send another one? Where am I? Where's my guy? Where's my guy? Here's my guy. Can we? Oh, we should probably put something in its inventory. Can we grab a fish? Let's put a fish. Can I find the fish? Is it launching? Yeah. Awesome. Thanks for all the fish. I guess the satellites need radars and solar panels and all of the other thing. Batteries. Yeah, look at him go. Although this might... No, it's not... doesn't count as satellites. Nice. Pretty cool, pretty cool. So let's jump into the next save. So that was 418 hours into the game. We launched our first rocket. That's really crazy. And like I said, we weren't really trying to rush it. We weren't really trying to get it done as fast as possible. We were just hanging out, having fun, which we did. Here's our to-do list for the next one. We have 3 satellites, and by this point, tin copper wire, the mall, science, and the rocket silo. What was I doing here at the mall? Who knows? Oh, and by this time, we installed a new mod, because we were really tired of running around everywhere. Since our frame rate is at 30, and it may have been a little lower since Cresconio was running the server. It may have been a little lower. I don't know. But basically, if Factorio is running at 30 frames per second, it means that the speed of the game is halved, because it's supposed to run at 60 frames per second. And if it runs at 30 frames per second, it just actually literally runs half as fast. So your character is only running half as fast as he should. And all the machines are also working half as fast as they should. But yeah, it's quite a pain to walk these distances. If you gotta go here and you're here, it's gonna take you a few minutes to get there. So we decided to install another mod. It's a teleporter mod, and it's quite useful. So now we're here instantly, and it takes power, as you can see, and it takes quite a few ingredients to make these teleporters. So I feel like it's pretty balanced, and since it's modded and it's not really realistic anyway, I don't really care. I think it's a pretty valid mod, and it's really useful with bases this big. This big, yeah. Let's have a look at our mall. Mall's looking pretty good. And the research we're doing at this point is faster than light theory, and it's quite expensive. It costs 250,000 red science, and then the next step costs 250,000 of red and green, and then the next one 125,000 blue ones, and 250,000 of red and green, because you need 2 of each. And then the big finisher, 125,000 of each, except for green and red. We need 250,000. Yeah. Oh yeah, so that's it, I guess. That's the story here. You have to have a shipyard, a space assembly, then you're actually making your spaceship. So the casing and protection fields and a reactor and thrusters and fuel cells. And once you've built all that, what's this? Astrometric lab. Interesting. Then you have to research your faster than light propulsion system. And yeah, I guess then you're able to escape, because then you can travel faster than light and you can go wherever you like. Pretty cool. Anything else? We can have a look at the trains, I guess. Do you like trains? I like trains. I always forget how this works. So this is the hydrofluoric acid train. He goes to this station and he drives all the way to here, where he loads up on hydrofluoric acid. Let's not look at them all that in depth. But we have another hydrofluoric acid who goes somewhere else. Then we have, for the sapphirite, we're using the copper one, the iron one, nickel one, silicon, titanium. And then from the stereotide we're using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then from bodmonium we're using a few. For tin. And then from the gyvolite we're using a few. And from cresconio we're using a few. Only 3. And from rubite we're only using 1. And then there's the geode trains bringing around geodes. So yeah. So basically that's all these trains going to these different stations. So yeah. It actually kind of works. That's it for this save, I guess. Am I missing anything? What's this? Oh, this is special ammo, which we didn't really end up using because the nuclear bombs are so overpowered, as I've shown. I guess I can show you the nuclear power setup we came up with. So we were testing out, I think here, no? Yeah, the steam turbines Mark III, but then you also need heat exchangers Mark III, and then all your ratios get messed up. So we just kind of brute forced it with this setup with 16 reactors and then a few heat exchangers. I think we can use way more heat exchangers than this. And then 2 steam, or 3, little more than 2 steam turbines per heat exchanger, which also could be more efficient, I guess, in a way. But we just brute forced it because we have enough materials to build as many reactors and heat exchangers as we want. So once we run low, because I think these ones, the Mark III, 200 Mark IIIs are already producing half of 1,000 Mark Is. So yeah, we're fine with that. We just brute forced our way through it. And if we're running low on electricity, we just build another few. No problem. So yeah, we're at 5 gigawatts right now. So that's pretty nice. Let's go to another save. And here's an update. We've launched 7 satellites, which unlocks a new branch. And then you have to build a dry dock, 2 assembly components and 10 structure components, which we've done 6 of. Anything else? There's quite a hold up here with the trains, which is nice to show you, I guess. Everything else looks quite the same. Let's go see what's wrong with our trains. So let's see. I'm no expert on trains, like I said before, but I was responsible for the trains. So it's my bad that this has happened. There's quite a back up. Let's see. Yeah, there's this train, then this train, and then all these guys are waiting for that. So we need to fix this. The way trains work is that a traffic light doesn't work like a traffic light for cars. It divides up the track in different blocks. Blocks is what they're called. And if a train is in a block, other trains cannot enter that block. So this guy's waiting here because this block is taken by this train. Am I making any sense? So you can see the blocks when I'm holding a traffic light, and then this train is in the blue block, so this guy has to wait until the blue block is free before he can enter the blue block. So the problem is this yellow block is way too big, and there's a train in the yellow block because he's waiting for this guy, because these space thrusters because somehow this balancer, this splitter, doesn't split equally, because these guys are fuller than this guy, so this is not quite full, but this is. So what we need to do, all these robots are kind of scary, creeping their way onto me. We need to make sure this yellow block, this train is not in the yellow block anymore. So what we can do, I think, is this, and that should fix it. Yeah, so now this guy can drive again. And all the other guys, as soon as he leaves this, should be able to drive again. And now this guy can drive again. And this train. And you can see where they're going, that's pretty cool too. And if the block is free. Now all these guys can go. I don't know. I think it's first come, first serve. See, this guy gets to go first. And he cannot go into this block yet. Pretty cool. Trains are so smart. And if they do something stupid, it's because you made a mistake. Ooh, that's quite close here. It's alright. Nothing to worry about. So let's see. Yeah, so this is a big mess. You really shouldn't do something like this. But I just think it looks cool, and it works good enough. I mean, we've had quite a few times that there was a big error like we just saw, but usually it was working quite fine. So I'm pretty proud of my train system, even though it's not the most efficient, kind of ugly. And this is the last train, I think. Yeah. And everything is alright again. And all my robots are almost back. It's all this guy's fault. He's the guy taking care of the ores for the catalyst, which we're always running out of silver. And we already started building smelting setups on the other side of the railway, because we ran out of island here. Anything else new? I don't think so. The mall is still the same. Maybe we can do one more save. So we did all the structure components too, and then that unlocks the next step, which is basically building a spaceship in the dock. This is all we need. And the FTL drive, like I just showed, is the most difficult part. Let's have a look at our power production. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. 7.4 gigawatts. But we are charging our accumulators at the moment too. Has anything changed? I guess not too much has changed. We upped our iron production, or our iron smelting, to the best setup, because iron was running low in the mall quite often. Plastic is the better setup. green circuit boards are quite okay. Although throughput is really becoming a problem. And we're even using, we switched to the coiled versions. So we uncoil them at the location themselves. Which is, same goes for solder and tin copper wire. But still, the throughput is, oh, it's carbon this time, which is the bottleneck. Always a new bottleneck. I told you carbon was gonna be a problem for circuit boards. So carbon is being made here. Yes, so it's a compressed green belt and it's not enough. So yeah, quite crazy. Quite crazy. Oh, like here for example. Yeah, it's getting thin here already, which is the fault, yeah, probably of science here. Science is using too much. So eventually we also I hope it's not too too jarring to watch me pull the map everywhere. We're also making carbon here. Oh, maybe I can show you. Yeah. So eventually we shut off this splitting of carbon to the science belt because it's just too much. We can't handle it. That's all. We don't have that much carbon. Yeah, it's crazy. It goes from a compressed green belts to a lot less already. Way too quick in the on the belt because it's not even reached where it needs to go yet. Now let's get rid of this text. So yeah, that's our base for now. Looking quite good. We have quite a good mall. All the science over here, space rockets and stuff over here, modules over here. This is all the ore production for the mall. This is all the ore production for the science. Quite crazy. Let's look at the power. Mostly beacons, mostly research, and electrolyzers, and more beacons, and washing plants. Quite crazy. But mostly beacons, which still, most of them are unused. And let's look at this. So we're making 460 blues per minute. I really should remember what we did last episode, because it would be cool to compare. I guess you can go back to the end of the last episode. Tell me how much we produced then. It might not always be more, because sometimes we run out of stuff, run out of resources. And then it gets less. 100 black ones per minute. That seems pretty good. Can we find it in the last 5 seconds? Yeah, only 40. So yeah, that's quite a big difference. 45. But 100 in the last 10 minutes. So sometimes something's backed up and then, here we go, 2000 red ones per minute. Not too shabby. Sometimes everything's backed up because they're missing one ingredient, and then when that one ingredient comes, it can make as much as it wants. And then when everything's all used up again, it goes back to what the real value is. What it can really make per minute, so it's not always fair to look at these numbers, but the last 10 minutes is pretty okay, I guess. Yes. Almost 5,000 per minute. It's a lot better in the last 10 minutes than it was in the last hour. And a big peak here, so if we go to 1 minute it might be less. Yeah, it's even less than the last 10 minutes. So that happens sometimes. Fluids, 18 million water. And lots of viscous mud water, lots of heavy mud water, lots of hydrogen, lots of oxygen. 340,000 sulfuric acid. Not too shabby. And this was probably a brownout. So yeah, now the bottleneck is carbon. If we made more carbon, we probably would make more green circuit boards. Maybe before that iron was not sufficient, so everything was backed up, and then when the iron got back, they were like, "Whoa, we can make everything," and then it's kind of gives you the wrong idea if you look at the numbers. And we need to die. We need to die. I think I'm gonna go for the old water trap. There we go. 424 hours. 4,500 big acid worms, almost 4,000 giant worms, 1,500 behemoth worms. Oh yeah. One ultimate inserter. That's it. Thanks for watching.